It's time to finally wrap up this Maserati Boomerang. I started this build for the under 1,000 group build that was to be completed by May 1st. Well, that didn't happen for a variety of reasons, but that's for another video. In the last installment, I teased that I had moved on to painting this thing. I started with the interior. It is painted with Tamiya TS53 Deep Metallic Blue. I wanted something kind of dark. I added a bit of contrast with some panels made from thick paper with embossing powder applied. To add a bit of sparkle, some piping trim on the seats and dash were added with some silver-plated wire. The dash also has some photo etch from an Edwards Starfighter set, simply because I found it cheap at a show. I also hinted there would be more fun with LEDs. I wanted to spice the wheels up a bit, so I placed another order with Evans Designs to see what a couple of nano chip LEDs would look like if I inserted them in the wheels. I thought these wheels sort of look like side thrusters. Now they have a blue glow. Early on I mentioned I really hated the tires that came in this kit. I wanted something really strange to replace them, but I didn't really know what to use. So I went to the hobby shop and just scrounged around a bit. I found this pulley set from Stevens International. It had a length of very tight spring that is a bit more than 1/16 of an inch in diameter. That looked interesting. Then I found some clear RC airplane fuel line that was only 10 cents a foot, so I grabbed some of that. I already had this spool of blue anodized wire. Some strange tires were about to be made. I inserted the blue wire inside the clear fuel line. Then I took the spring, inserted another stiff wire inside of that, and wrapped it around the wheel. There is a seam, but I put that on the bottom so it's not as noticeable. Next up was deciding how to paint the body. My idea from the beginning was to paint this with some type of chrome paint. Everybody has been talking about this new Revell chrome spray, so I placed an order to try it out. A test showed this to be quite promising, so I sprayed the body. It came out incredible. Little did I know that this was the beginning of some serious headaches. I figured this chrome would be quite delicate, and I wanted some stripes for a chrome R2-D2 kind of vibe. So I went to Hobby Lobby and got this blue glitter vinyl. Before painting, I made several tape templates to use to cut the vinyl. Now the fun begins. Peel and stick these on the chrome car. So I've already begun putting some of the blue on the chrome body. I'm going to show you kind of how this process works. As you can see, that is a pretty nifty chrome finish on it. And in order to touch it, you really can't. So I kind of just lay this plastic glove on it, and that's sort of what I'm doing. And so this is a piece of the vinyl that I've cut, and it will become a headlight cover. So see, there's all the scraps. So we're going to get the car a little bit out of the way here. And this has been very tedious. I've actually done this twice to the car. And you kind of just peel it up, bring it stuck to the X-Acto. And it's pretty sticky. So, typically, then transfer it. I know this is like riveting to the tweezers. So that is a hot, I call that hot. And then, see if I can do this. And it's on. And then take one of these wooden sticks. Kind of got it back a little bit further. That's the one good thing about this, is it will peel off. And actually, it might even go better this way. Let's just try that. Yeah, that's pretty good. And I've found I can even use a Q-tip on this. Pretty nifty. So there you go. As you can see, it takes a little bit of time, not very fun camera activity. Now is time for final assembly. A flying car would not be complete without a driver. I added a female figure, and she is wearing a matching chrome dress. She has a teddy bear companion to keep her company. The engines are painted with the Revell chrome and some other various metallic finishes. The aggravation has begun. Imagine weaving nearly 3 feet of rope light through a model where you can't touch the body. I crammed the light and sound device into the front valance. A button in the chassis aligns with the button on the circuit board. Then all of the wheels with their associated wiring were attached with 5-minute epoxy. I flipped it over and attached the rocket engines with their associated wiring, and threaded it into the inside of the car. This is becoming a serious mess. During all of this assembly, the hood had gotten seriously marred. It looked like total crap. Then I got an idea. I decided to take a big risk and mask the hood with saran wrap. After wrapping the entire model, I trimmed the hood with a new number 11 blade and applied a quick fresh coat of the chrome. While not perfect, it certainly restored most of the brilliance. So we've just got the chassis in. See the netting that kind of hides the magnets. Those are the vents that we've shown before. This battery here runs the laser in the front, and you can't really touch this thing. That still works. And this button, it's kind of hard to do, giant finger, turns on the rope light. It even flashes. And then flip this over. And it's looking pretty good. And then you push this, and that lights up the interior, the wheels, and the thrusters. These are still a little loose. So we're approaching the final, got a few more pieces to put on it, and then we'll call this done. Once I placed the repurposed fender skirts alongside the magnet box, It added even more frustrating chrome parts you can't touch. Let's flip this thing over and see what kind of mess I've created. And here it is, the Maserati Boomerang flying car. I learned quite a bit while building this. I tried many new techniques that I hope to incorporate into my future builds. I consider this model a bit of a novelty. It's a bit toyish, but it's pretty fun to play with, as long as you can keep your fingers off the chrome paint. I think the interior came out pretty cool, with the lady driver wearing her stylish chrome dress and matching hat, and her companion by her side, and enough weird details just to make it interesting. I'd like to thank Model Speed Shop and Time Machine Scale Models for hosting this group build. I like the idea of building just anything, and that was the total inspiration for this build. So now let's put it on its base and let it do what it does. It's a bit difficult to video in low light to show off the various lighting effects incorporated into this build. I've always wanted a levitating model, and now I can check that one off. The thought has crossed my mind of what you could do with two of these bases, though. Let's activate the front laser and sound effects. A low angle clearly shows that it's levitating, which is way cool. It will be difficult to display this at a show, because the base must be plugged in. The magnet also has a sweet spot, meaning if the car is bumped and gets out of that spot, it can snap to the base with a pretty strong force. Here's another view from the top. I hope you enjoyed seeing this build come together. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Get ready, because I'm wanting to join in on another group build, because I have all kinds of model car stories to tell. Thanks for watching. You're still here? I really hate it when this happens.